Hey, whippersnappers! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Little Cup Battles. Today we're starting off with our first ever Little Cup team. Figured we'd dust them off and play around with them a little bit. Fred gets the short end of the stick here against this Meowth. This thing is way too OP and does some serious damage. So Fred goes down. Diddy comes out against the Clamperl, who's going to set up its Shell Smash, and Diddy is going to hang on with his Focus Sash, do a little bit of damage, and activate the Berry Juice, which ends up being helpful to us here in a second. Diddy's going to go down to a Scald, but he got his Stealth Rocks up, so that wasn't too bad. Glyph then comes in. Glyph sturdy Berry Juices through that hidden power, and then is going to use the Volt Switch and take Clamperl out. Glyph's going to end up being the MVP of the day here in this battle, at least. Ferroseed comes in, and then Mumbo comes in on Mumbo. Mumbo was out first, and use the knockoff to get rid of the Eviolite. And then Ferroseed's gonna just kind of toy with us a bit here. He's gonna throw up the Leech Seed. I'm throwing up the X-Scissor, which is doing pretty good damage. It sets up Ingrain's got the Leech Seed, so it's gonna heal back a pretty decent chunk every turn. Then he's gonna throw the Protect in the mix there, so it's gonna be kind of a standoff here. But his Iron Barbs and Leech Seeds aren't really doing a whole lot to Mumbo, and he's got the Berry Juice, so we're just going to kind of wait this out, because we are doing more damage to him than he's able to heal back in 2 turns, so it's just a matter of time before we get him low enough that we'll be able to one-shot him when it comes to that. So, in the end, it's a waiting game, and they're just waiting to die, essentially. And so, here we go, they're going to protect one more time, but on this next this turn after this, Mumbo will finally get the Ferroseed off the field and be able to move on from that. Ferroseed's one of those Pokemon that are just so annoying, and I was so glad that Mumbo could handle it since Diddy was dead and we didn't have any other fire attacks on anybody. So that worked out very nicely. Archon then comes in, is going to finish off Mumbo, but he did good work for us, so glad to have him on board. Archon then uses the U-turn, brings Meowth in to take a Volt Switch, which is going to have me bring out Amelia, who's going to take a hard fake out, but thankfully that Meowth kills itself with Life Orb damage, so at least we don't have to worry about that monster anymore. That's the worst Meowth I've ever been up against. That thing was terrible. Amelia goes down to a Rock Slide from Archon. Crew's going to come in and take a knockoff, no problem, although he loses Berry Juice, but we are able to Ice Punch Archon and take it off the field, which leads us just with Abra and Tailo. Crew's going to go down to the Psyshock, and so we're down to Glyph. Thankfully, Steel resists Psychic, and so he's able to survive that. He holds on with that Shadow Ball. That was just lucky. No Sturdy involved on that one. He just lived, which was awesome. Heals back up, and I do a nice combo of recycling and attacking here. And Glyph's awesome defenses are enough to keep us in the game, so we're able to survive and take out both the Abra and here the Fletchling. I might have said Tailo earlier. Fletchling we're able to take out, and yeah, so we were able to get the win, even though we had a couple of messy little battles there. For the most part, we did pretty well. Lost Fred early, which hurt, but Glyph did awesome this battle, which was amazing. So nice to see him do some work, and yeah, let's jump into another battle here, shall we? Alrighty. Alright guys, welcome back. Battle number 2, we're up against Ryan 120420002, and he leads off with his Drowsy, but then quickly switches into his Carvanha, who Diddy fakes out and then throws up the Stealth Rocks, so Diddy did his job, so that works out very nicely. Then we bring in Fred, who's going to take a Waterfall. Now Fred's got Prankster, and yet Roar doesn't seem to take priority sometimes, and I'm not sure. I need to figure out what exactly I'm doing wrong here. But either way, she survives the Waterfall, gets Carvanha switched out, and then is able to do some real good damage to Brawly here, the Makuhita, and is able to Drain Punch it into Oblivion, so that works out very nicely. And then they bring in no, and I switch into Mumbo, who Mumbo is going to do some work for us here this battle. He's going to survive that Psycho Cut, get the knockoff off on the Drowsy. And then they're going to switch into Steven, who we're going to knock off as well, because if you're going to make the same mistake twice, sure, why not? And then we go ahead and we kill him as well. Mumbo's still hanging in there. Loudmouth comes in, we're going to get the knockoff off and get rid of the choice specs there. They use the Echo Voice, but because we're Rock type, doesn't really do anything at all, and we're able to knock off X-Scissor combo the Whismur right out of there as well. Then Barack Obama comes in, and we take out its Eviolite, evade the Rock Slide, and am able to do a little bit more damage on it before going down. So Mumbo doing good work for us, taking out 3.5 of the team's Pokemon, so that works out very nicely. Fred then comes back in and Drain Punches, and at that point Ryan forfeits, but it would have been a sure win. Fred could have easily taken out the Carvanha by copycatting on its next move and taking it out with priority, and or Glyph with his sturdy berry juice could have easily volt switched on the Carvanha. So certainly no threat there. I think he knew that and so decided to forfeit. But I will take it as a win, and I'm enjoying getting in here, doing some battles with some different teams. Especially with the ladder having been reset, because there's, like I mentioned in my Road to Rank episode, there's a better variety of teams down here at the lower ends of the tier now, because everybody's down at the bottom, and so everyone's working their way back up, but it makes for some interesting battles along the way. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, and subscriptions for me, yeah, I will see you guys next time. As always, I've been Tortimer the Green. You guys have been great. Have a good one.